Hey there and welcome to the El Ben Tea House. Good evening, folks, and thanks for swinging by. I'm your host El Ben. Ever since our show kicked off, lots of buddies have sent in all sorts of wild tales they've heard or witnessed firsthand. With stories scattered all over, it's taken a hot minute to sift through them all, so I owe you a big one for the delay. But last night, I got this DM that hooked me right in. The message was cryptic: I once had superpowers. Wanna hear about it? Shot back a message faster than lightning saying, I'm all ears, pal, hit me with it. So, this friend spills about this wild thing that happened when little Tang was just a 2-year-old ankle biter. We ones that age can barely string a sentence together without sounding gobbledygook, but the grown-ups find it adorable. Little Tang's mom, see, she's got this squad of buddies all popping out babies left, right, and center, totally different from now with all them pregnancy knowledge bombs on the internet. Back then, tight-knit crew would go door to door for some good old chinwag and baby talk. So, on this day, an auntie swings by and chews the fat with mom in the living room. Post-nap, little Tang throws a wobbler, gets a cuddle from mom, and before you know, he's tearing around the place. Tang won't remember jack. This is all mom's memory lane. Tang stops dead in his tracks, hawking the bun in the oven that the guest's packing and toddles over. All lispy and cutesy, he points at her belly saying, got a baby there. See, this visitor, her hubby's got this army of sisters waiting on the edge of their seats to spoil a nephew, right? With the whole one-child policy dealio going on, having a second kid was like finding a needle in a haystack, so the pressure's on for a little man in the fam. When she hears Tang's words, of course, she's over the moon. Kids' words are taken as a stroke of good fortune, real sprinkles on the cupcake. But, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. After all, the XY or XX surprise isn't poppin' till the grand exit. Time flies, and as little Tang's mom's pals start popping out their sprogs, she's getting this tingling spidey sense that something's up. Every time they visit, they'd tease little Tang, like, hey kiddo, guess what's cooking in auntie's oven, a little bro or a little sis. And boy oh boy, Tang never phones it in, checks 'em out real thoughtful like. Sometimes he'd ask the ladies to stand up so he can do a full 360 inspection or even have a little heart-to-heart with the bump. Then he'd drop the verdict like a judge pounding a gavel. Thing is, Tang's batting average for gender predictions is through the roof, nailing it every single time. You might think he's just guessing, but come on, getting it right for the whole batting lineup? That's straight up bonkers. 9 months ain't no instant noodle pack and these ladies weren't on a synchronized prego plan or anything. By the time mom's picking up on the oddness, Tang's already heading for 4 and chatting up a storm. One day, mom corners him for the $1,000,000 question, kiddo, how the heck do you figure out if it's a junior Mr. or Miss in there? Tang's next words send chills down mom's spine faster than an ice luge. He goes, because their bellies are see-through, duh. Like a water balloon. I can see the babies through their clothes, and they talk to me. You know, just a casual day for little Tang, chatting up the unborn. Well, it's down to you now. Mom's the real McCoy, little Tang said. She won't talk though, just ignored me no matter how much I yelled. And that was that. Nobody took a tot's words to heart. That would be bonkers, right? 6 months later, Auntie Chen's little bundle of joy arrived. A baby girl, weighing in at a hefty 6.8 pounds. No biggie, happens all the time. But as the girl grew up, folks noticed she was born mute, a real twist of fate that had everyone feeling for Auntie Chen. But when Tang's mom heard, she was sweating bullets, trembling in her boots. Her own kid was bang on. Could he really see right through expectant mama's tummies? What in the actual heck? You hear about kids with clean eyesight, spotting ghosts and all, but peeking at babies through the belly? That's something else. Outta pure mama bear instinct, Tang's mom kept it hush-hush. No way was she letting word get out, spinning her boy into some kind of boogeyman. Everybody else? Clueless. Just a kid guessing, right? Pure fluke. But you can't keep such a secret forever. By the time Tang turned 6 and was prepping for school, one of Tang's mom's besties, Auntie Lee, came by to spill the beans. She was expecting, just found out. Since they were neighbors since diaper days and thick as thieves, it was a big deal. One time when they were tots, Tang's mom twisted her ankle. All the other kids bailed, but Auntie Lee hauled her all the way home. So, hearing about the pregnancy, Tang's mom's over the moon, grillin' her with questions and old wives' tales about goose eggs detoxing the body while they gabbed away. That's when Tang strolled in to grab a drink, spotted Auntie Lee, and chimed in with hellos. Lee's seen Tang grow up and heard about his odd talent. Small-town gossip travels fast, ya know? So, she asks him, "Hey Tang, take a lookie. Any kiddos in Auntie Lee's tummy?" Tang squints real hard and then goes, "There's 2 babies in there." Auntie Lee almost topples over. "Twins, you say?" Anxious, yet fizzing with excitement, she asks, "Both boys or both girls?" Tang shrugs and says, "A brother and a sister, fraternal twins." Auntie Lee's grinning like the Cheshire Cat, but Tang's mom, she's got a storm cloud hanging over her. After Auntie Lee leaves, Tang's mom pulls him aside. "Son, you said Auntie Lee's got how many in there?" 2, Tang pops back. "And what's this brother and sister biz?" Tang didn't answer. Just scampered off to the fridge, fetched one of those twin popsicles. The ones stuck together you can split in 2. Waltzed back to mom, yanked it apart and started munching on both ends. Casual as you like, then toddled off to watch cartoons. Left Tang's mom there, rooted to the spot, gobsmacked. Newspapers and TV were always buzzing with news of conjoined twins, but this? Oops, looks like you've been narrating quite the tale. So little Tang, the tot with the X-ray vision, out here predicting babies like he's got the stork on speed dial. Mom, for reals, Auntie Chen is packing a baby sister. Kids giving me the cold shoulder though, totally ghosting me even after I shouted a bunch. Classic kids jabber you'd think until, bam. Auntie Chen actually delivers a baby girl, and plot twist, she's born deaf-mute. Cue the sympathy parade for Auntie Chen, while Tang's mom's breaking out in a cold sweat over her boys' "I see dead people" vibe, but with babies. You know how they say some kiddos have their third eye scrubbed sparkling clean at birth, right? They're out here seeing Casper's distant relatives while the rest of us are blind as bats. But little Tang's baby peepin' powers? That's a whole new level of, huh? Understandably, Mama Tang kept it zipped up. Ghost stories are one thing. Having your kid treated like a freak show is another. Fast forward, and it's show and tell time again. With Tang half a decade plus one and just about ready for the school big leagues, Auntie Lee pops up, all pregnant glow and whatnot. Best buds with Mama Tang from Sandbox times, she's got history, like that time she piggybacked Tang's mom home when the rest hightailed playing hide and seek. Now she's cooking a bun and the news is sweeter than pie. Mama Tang's all, hospitals, checkups, bundle up, eat goose eggs, chitty-chatty till the cows come home. Enter Tang, the kid-sized oracle. Auntie Lee, who'd been keeping tabs on Tang's representative for gender reveal parties, throws him a curveball. "Hey Tang, got any peanuts in the gallery?" Tang peeks, then drops a bombshell. "You got a pair in there." Auntie Lee perks up. "Double the trouble? Which flavor, boy or girl?" Tang, cool as a cucumber, one of each. A buy one, get one free deal. Auntie Lee's all giggles and belly rubs, while Mama Tang's sporting a worry wrinkle the size of the Grand Canyon. Once Auntie's bounced, Tang gets the third degree from Mom. "Kiddo, how many you see in Auntie Lee's human pod?" 2, he pipes up, then mothers its meaning with a popsicle metaphor. Snags a double stick, splits it bam, smack dab, munches on it like life's dandy, and struts off. And there's Mama Tang, stunned as a mullet fish, flashbacks of conjoined twins headlines zipping through her noggin. Maybe little fella's got more than just playground dirt under his nails, huh? Some can be separated with surgery, while others share a single set of organs and can't be split. Either way, it's a heavy burden and endless anguish for the family. So, according to her son, was Auntie Lee carrying conjoined twins? The mind boggles. How could anyone believe it if she blurted it out? But the kid, with his track record, never missed once. What to do now? Then it hit her. That's what ultrasounds are for, right? They'll see what's what. So she urged Auntie Lee, get to that hospital, zip. Days later, Tang's mom asked if she had the ultrasound. Lee said yes, and docs confirmed healthy twins. That left Tang's mom biting her nails. None dared to outright predict, your kid's gonna be a Siamese twin. What a thing to say. She exaggerated, our backwater medical tech ain't up to snuff, get thee to a big city hospital. Lee and her husband, playing along, weren't too serious until Tang's mom laid it on thick. If you love your wife, if you care for my sister, you're no entrepreneur if you don't check it out at a high-end hospital. Only when they agreed to a thorough check in the city did she let it rest. Half a month later, Lee reported all was fine. Now Tang's mom was perplexed. Could her son's superpower be off? It seemed outrageous to suggest bigger hospitals were not enough and that they must go to Beijing or Shanghai. That would be utter nonsense. So she waited with bated breath until the delivery day. The anguished cries of newborns, the sharp gasps of nurses, the exasperated love of Auntie Lee as she gave birth to a boy and a girl, conjoined twins. Sure, conjoined people performed abroad, a bit dubious, but hey, it exists. But this is China. What kind of life awaits a conjoined babe here? Because of congenital organ abnormalities, there was no resuscitation in the incubator. The babies passed away in less than 4 hours. When Tang's mom visited, she questioned, weren't they fine in the city checkup? A startled Lee replied, what city checkup? We took you seriously just to be polite, sister. Did you know something all along? Caught off guard, Tang's mom stammered, what could I know? I was just being kind. While the tale ended in heartache, Tang's peculiar ability lingered. By then, predicting a baby's gender through ultrasound had become illegal. Still, word got around. Folks would come, never empty-handed, leaving substantial tips when they heard what they wanted. At a time when Tang's parents' monthly salary barely topped $1,000, little Tang's insights became an unexpected windfall. Little Tang's household finances were definitely on the climb, but the kid wasn't doing any happy dances. Why? According to him, each little tyke floating around in mommy's belly knew exactly what kind of family they were dropping into. And no, we're not talking about some kiddo's sense of self-awareness. They seriously knew the scoop, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Got a mom with a short fuse or a dad prone to a flutter? A granny who's nuts for boys and thumbs downs the gals? The baby's got the 411 clear as day. When they land in a nice family, the little ones are all smiles and giggles with Tang, spilling the beans like nobody's business, looking as cute as a button. But those born into a hot mess? They know it. You can see it in their sad little faces and not so cuddly looks. Then came a day when an entire fam, from the old to the young, rocked up for Tang's gender reveal service. He peered into a mama's belly and first, it was like staring through a fogged-up window. Then, like mist clearing on a sunny morning, he spotted a wee boy. But wait, there was this shadowy double, kinda girl-like. Never in his brief yet eventful life had he encountered such a puzzle. Typically, Tang had a clear line of sight, boy or girl or a crowd of them. But this wee lad in sight was bawling his eyes out. Tang, curious as a cat, asks, what's eating you, kiddo? The tyke answers, this family's picky, tossing out what they don't fancy. Here, if it's a gal, she won't see daylight. Tang, now utterly bamboozled, points out, but you're twins, a dragon and a phoenix, shouldn't you be the golden ticket? And quips, besides, if they're cherry-picking sons over daughters, you're the golden boy, dry those tears. The kid's sob session grinds to a halt. With a sway of his shadow, he suddenly merges with the phantom-like girl. Boom. Only one kid left in the belly, and the little guy smirks like he's the cat that got the cream. Who said anything about twins? If I let you figure that out, where's the fun in playing the charade? That line had Tang plopped on the floor, eyes wide as saucers. When he blinks back to reality, there's that baby bump, serene as ever, smack dab in front of him. The family, thrilled to pieces about the boy on the way, waltzed out sky high with joy. But Tang? He couldn't see squat in bellies anymore. Word on the street later had it that the family did welcome a boy who turned out to be, well, a piece of work. You name it, gorging, gambling, swindling, and stealing, he was a jackpot of jinx. Small-time trouble as a kid turned into betting the farm in adulthood. Fights with grandpa, tussles with dad, wholesale of house and hearth to cover his debts. Last heard, he pawned off the last valuable thing and skipped town with a girlfriend, never to be heard from again. So here's the deal for this episode, folks. To be human, you gotta earn it. If your heart's a haunted house, don't expect the living souls you bring forth to dance to your tune. Here's hoping all our girls, and boys for that matter, land in laps of love and grow up hale and hearty.